Rose City of Tyler, Texas is our location tonight for this special presentation of high school hoops on the Antler Sports Network. It's across East Texas, I guess you could say regional rivalry between the Tyler High Lions and the Marshall Mavericks. Tyler High coming into this game led by head coach Justin Johnson. Overall record of 10-12, district record of 1-0. Their opponents for tonight, Coach Dwight McCowan, 16-10 and 0-2 Marshall Mavericks. This series since 2009 has been in the control of the Tyler High Lions, who are in their hosting white uniforms for this evening's game. Tip-off is up in the air. We are set to go. Going from right to left on your respective device are these Tyler High Lions. Thank you so much for being with us. Jared Jones and a very, very special guest, Matthew Hermans, one of our fantastic executive producers on the ones and twos on tonight's game. Tyler High with their opening possession gets it out to Stanford. Getting the starting nod is going to be Jordan Mitchell. He kicks it to his left to Martin for three. No good. Rebound corralled by Marshall. Marshall in the visiting red uniforms with a black and white piping. Stolen away by Martin. Breakaway layup for two, and we have our first bucket of the game. Matthew, if you're Tyler High, you've been on the struggle bus for a couple of weeks now. Not the best home team in the district, 1-5 here in the Lions team, but that's a great way to start.
Oh, yeah, of course. You want to bring the energy and show what you have got within the first possession. It is forgetting about all the previous, let's say, not downfall, but slope that they've been going on and just focus on this game. And this game would be a huge win as they almost get another steal.
Of course, district games matter more than anything. We played 1 minute of basketball, 7 minutes flat. On the up and under is Rajon Sims. Sims can't get it, but the follow-away bucket is good for Marshall on the breakaway.
I would say for the Tyler High Lions, this is a way to prove themselves, to show that they're in competition with everybody else. As
Stanford goes up for that layup, and he's going to head to the charity stripe to shoot two. That foul is going to be called against the 5'11 junior guard, Mr. Ryan Knox for Marshall. On the floor for Marshall is Knox, Reed, as well as Rajon Sims, as we mentioned earlier, and Robert Johnson, who's on the far opposite side sideline, looking like he's drawing off his hands. It's on the charity stripe for the black, white, and blue for Tyler High. It's going to be Sanford. Well, excuse me, that is Mr. Derek McFall, as I was told just pregame. Mr. McFall, of course, a star, the 6-foot senior on the Tyler High football team, doing a little bit of work on the court as well. His second shot, looking not to go empty here, clanks it right off the back iron, no good. It looks like it's going to be a loose ball or over the back foul that's called. Much to the chagrin of Coach Dwight McCowan. Matthew, there was definitely contact there, but sometimes over-the-back calls are hard to make.
Oh, yeah, they're all 100% iffy, but I will mention that watching pregame warm-ups that this game is going to be electric. It has a lot of playmakers, and we should be in for a good one tonight.
Speaking of playmakers, going up is Jay Sanford. Sanford looked like he might have got whacked in the face there. Shakes it off, and he seems to be okay. On the dribble drive down the middle is Reed. Reed goes up, gets walloped in his own right, and he'll head to the charity stripe for two more shots. And we've already seen 3 fouls in about 2 minutes of basketball. That's what you get when you mention that, Matthew. You have two electric teams, very, very athletic and energetic teams. You might get a little too handsy, and that's when the fouls start racking up.
Well, of course, whenever you come to start out the game, you want to prove yourself. And first of all, that comes with defense. So you want to be really active on the defensive end with your hands and everything like that. And maybe the refs aren't necessarily liking it as much and just seeing a little bit more than we are seeing right now.
Red hits the first free throw. This Marshall team, losers of 2 of their last 3 with losses to Nacogdoches and Longview, as the second shot is good. Last victory for the red and black attack was back on the 29th of December in a 62-48 win over the Pollock Central Bulldogs. With it now is Marquette Martin. Martin gets to the timeline, right in the middle, dribble drive, gets it over to McFall on the left side wing. They try to get it down low, and it's tipped away. However, Martin is there right on time, but eventually gets it bobbled away. On the breakaway is Johnson. Johnson, 2-on-1 break, up and under, what a finish. Lays it home for 2.
I told you they were doing this in warm-up. These are pure playmakers, and that's the second steal of the game, showing that they are going to be very active on the defensive end, fouls or not.
Tyler High looking to respond. The forever athletic Derek McFall gets it into Sanford. Sanford gets the ball tipped from behind him. It's out of bounds. We'll say last touch by Sparks, and it will be possession to Tyler High.
Every single bucket that they're going to get this game, you're going to have to work for them.
We're already seeing that here. One thing we know about Coach Justin Johnson and this line, offense, if they can get into the big man, Mr. Jay Sanford. Sanford, a big 6'3". If they can get that advantage onto the basket, they'll definitely take it. Martin, the kick to Jordan. Jordan, kick pass to the corner. McFall for the trifecta. Got it for 3.
Incredible play and incredible awareness to know that you aren't at the three-point line, but you can get back there, and easy shot to make.
Derek McFall, as we know, he's a high flyer, but he can Let something fly from downtown as we just saw. We have ourselves a 6-5 game. Marshall on the road with the 1-point advantage. On the fake is Sims. Sims rises up, blocked by Sanford. Sanford hits it off the backboard, but since it was last touched by Tyler High, Marshall will cross the timeline and get ready to reset. 5:23 left to go in the first quarter. Quick fire three from Mike. 20 is no good. Rebound gets brought down by Marshall. Sims goes back up. Second try, no good. Looks like they're going to say last touch was by Marshall. Possession will go to Tyler High with 5:16 left in the first quarter.
Very active on the offensive glass, but you got to make those. Those are very important. In this game, I can guarantee you is going to be really close. So every shot, free layup you have to get, I think that you can't pass on those missed opportunities.
Have to agree there, Matthew. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell steps back looking, has the Whataburger orange shoes on to McFall. Great dump pass to Sanford. Sanford couldn't corral it. Open break. Going up with it is going to be Johnson. Johnson got it pinned by McFall. Good night, nurse.
I was thinking about a goaltending at first, but no, that's a pure block. Incredible awareness, and he's going to get two at the line.
Might have swatted some air on that ball. Good grief. 4:55 left in the first. And the officials are talking about it now. Of course, goaltending is constituted if the ball is swatted, if it's on the way down. Now the question is, do the officials think it was on the way down, or since it hit the inner portion of the rim, did it even have an opportunity to fully go up to even constitute a goaltending call? That's the 50-50 aspect of this.
That is a good question. To me, looking at that, it's very 50-50, and especially watching it in real time. We don't have replays. We don't have none of that. I think the refs are also contemplating what they should do here. But incredible steal and incredible fast break. Another fast break opportunity. Looks like the third steal of the game. So we'll see if he can capitalize because he'll get free throws regardless. So we'll see what happens.
Coach Justin Johnson on his sideline, giving a smirk as the officials are going over to talk to head coach Dwight McCowan. This first quarter is brought to you by Mike Munn State Farm. When unexpected challenges hit us hard, Mike Munn State Farm steps in. Mike Downey and their insurance team understand the dedication that takes to succeed. From protecting your home, your car, or even your dreams or your furry friends across your home, Mike Munn State Farm is there to help you recover and come back stronger. Find them online at MikeMunnStateFarm.com. They're going to call that a foul on Jordan Mitchell. I don't see any points going up on the scoreboard. So, no goaltend call as Johnson nails the first free throw.
Me personally, I thought it was a goaltend, but of course, you always want to trust the referees. They're on the floor and we're up here. But regardless, he made his first free throw, and let's see if he can make the second.
Indeed he does. Knocks it down, nothing but nylon, as now Tyler High finds himself staring down the barrel of a 3-point deficit. 4:51 left to go in the first quarter. Drive is Martin. McFall, other corner for three, no good. Sidearm, no good. Rebounds brought down by Joshua Brown. He rises up, count the bucket for two.
Incredible play. You see how he kind of just threw it up there. I feel like he knows he felt the contact, and he was able to throw it up there, and he's able to make it through the finish.
How about that? Going through the contact, the big 6'5" junior forward, donning that number one, trying to get three of the, I guess you could say, the difficult way. That foul is going to be called against Ryan Knox. That's his second, team third. As the free throw is good, and that'll complete the three-point play and tie us back up, ladies and gentlemen. 8-all with a 4:30 left to go. Martin again active on the hands of the passing lanes, but he's going to get whacked for a reach and foul, there it appears to be. Martin's been a man possessed on the defensive front, especially on the opposite side of the timeline, Matt.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But right there, he was a little too aggressive. He had tipped the ball and then pushed the offensive player out the way. So we'll see him continue to be aggressive, no doubt, regardless of these calls. I know these two teams are still going to be aggressive till the end of the shot clock.
Reed shoots for three. Shoots for three, no good. Great pump fake to get Sanford in the air, no good. Sky through to try to get it to Sims, but instead Brown is going the other way. With it is Jordan. Jordan, Euro steps, kicks to Brown behind him, goes up. Looks like he might have gotten it tipped, and he does. Turnover. No, Tyler High gets it back, but it's stolen once more. Going is Sims. 3-on-2 break. Sims steps through. Looks like it might have been a pseudo pass, but instead Stanford snatches it away. Picks up his dribble, tosses it behind him with 4 minutes left to go in the first frame, and now Tyler High with a quick chance to breathe, tied at 8-8.
I will say Sims has been their star so far on the defensive and offensive end. You can clearly tell that he's just an overall stud when it comes to both sides of basketball, but he is doing extremely well, and I'm looking forward to see what he's going to be doing within the rest of this game.
Looks like it's going to be an over-the-back foul called on Sanford after the Mitchell shot, and yes, it will be. Sanford not happy, still pleading his case. But Matthew, we've both seen a lot of basketball at pretty much every level you can think of, but I don't think a player talking to an official ever changed a call.
I wouldn't think so. And Jared, you've played basketball for years upon years. I'm sure you've had your argument of calls not going your way, and I'm
boy.
sure those didn't change whatsoever. But it's always worth giving a note to the ref that maybe I didn't touch a coach.
Hey, ref, he smacked the bejesus out of me. Who knows? 3.5 left to go. On the drive, going up at Sims again. No good. Turn this guy through his red, but he's not going to get the follow through. 3.5 left. Brown, sky pass into the waiting arms of McFall. McFall steps through Main Street right into the mayor's office for 2 more. And Tyler High takes a 2-point lead.
Straight up saw through the defender and knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Martin with another steal. Goes up, gets whacked, takes a hard fall. Pops right back up as McFall pretty much almost picks him up right off the ground. But either way, Martin seems to be okay, and he'll head to the charity stripe after taking a hard foul. Glad to see he's all right.
Yeah, of course. And there's been a couple 50-50 calls, but that one was clear cut.
That was pretty obvious. At least I would hope that is.
Yeah,
You never know.
Yeah, of course. And, sometimes that happens, and a lot of those are unintentional, but that was a clear call. And I didn't know what the referees were discussing, but it looks like again, 2 free throws.
Maybe they were just trying to figure out if it's, as some referees say, Applebee's or Chili's after the game. Who knows?
Maybe it was too excessive.
Maybe so.
Was a little aggressive. But that's how this game's going to play out. So I think the refs expect that, and we're looking in for a good game.
First free throw from Martin is good. Be sure to head over to ASN2 tomorrow afternoon for a college hoops doubleheader on ASN2. The Texas College Steers are hosting the Wildcats of Louisiana Christian in a Red River Athletic Conference matchup. Doubleheader. Girls game will tip off at 2 p.m. Central. Boys game directly to follow. 12-8 after the shoots from the charity stripe from Martin. With it now going the other way is Red. Red now swings it over to Jaden Turner. Turner looking. Marshall now crossing the timeline. With it is Ryan Knox. Knox steps back, looking. Now swings to the right side to Red once more. Red is guarded by Martin. Don't swing the legs. Now swings back over. Kick 3 for Knox. Good.
That's just routine. You can't let him have that.
Step right into the shot. Perfect figure. Perfect framing on the shot. Can't beat that.
He knew exactly what he wanted going into that play.
On the downhill. Drive. He can't finish the dunk. Going back up is Brown, and he's got up all the way up for 2.
You hate to see that because you want that to go in, but unfortunate result. Still, they got 2 points regardless.
Stolen away by Cameron Singleton. As we know from the Tyler Legacy broadcast in this very gym, if Derek McFall gets an open lane, he is not afraid to bring the house down. Kick to Jordan is stolen away. Going the other way with it is Ray John Sims. Sims, the 5'11 junior guard. Kick back to Knox, who hit the throw on the last possession. He head fakes. Now resets right along the tail of the Lions logo, encrusted in blue and white along center court. Whether it is Knox. Knox, pull-up jumper. Bank is open even past 7 o'clock. And it looks like Marshall, after getting the 2 ball, is going to take a timeout, and we'll take it with him. Back after this, Tyler High up 1 with 2:04 left to go. This presentation of high school hoops on the ASN family of platforms continues after this. Marshall taking their first time out of the contest, currently down 1 here at home. Tyler High looking to expand their lead. Now kicking it to the left side. McFall, pull up mid-range jumper. He's got it to go for 2 more.
He's just not seeing the defender right now. He's shooting like he's wide open, and he's making the shots. And incredible players. Is a foul called right there.
Foul called is going to be all on Cameron Singleton as McFall trying to coach him up, but that isn't going to change the fact that he'll get whacked for his first foul of the game. That's foul number 5 on Tyler High already. 4 on Marshall as a team. And that'll send Marshall to the line, and we still have 1:43 left to go. Matthew, you talked about it. You pretty much predicted it, Tony Romo style. You expect of 2 electric and energetic teams like this in such a grudge match to be this physical as the first shot is no good by Jaden Turner.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was as many fouls as there are steals in this game. Going 50-50. I mean, just both defenses have been aggressive and not wanting to let any easy shots whatsoever.
Second shot from Turner is good. That free throw and all free throws brought to you by HTO, your hometown drink shop, located across the street from Tyler Junior College. 1:38 left. Here's Martin setting up, looking for a screen. That screener is going to be Brown. uses it, but it's going to get very much separation. Here's Singleton. Singleton to Brown. Brown pump fakes. He's got kissed off the glass for two. That's just good old-fashioned footwork. Get the defender, and it's all simple from there.
Yeah, you love to see the signature pump fakes as he's on a fast break.
Singleton on the steal, making two more. Quick 6-0 run here for Tyler High. Coming out of the timeout, it's 20-4.
Way to make an impact starting out the time, coming out of the timeout.
Of course, timeouts are always a good moment to reset if you're on the other side of if you're on the losing side of the scoreboard. But if you're Tyler High, just using it to expand their lead. Here's Knotts. We're within a minute now. Gets the middle of the floor to the recently checking in Jordan Jacobs. Knocks for three. He knocks down another. That's his second three ball of the night. And he is on fire. 50 seconds left. Here's Martin. Martin has Brown cutting in the corner. Instead, will spin now to his right. Crosses up and resets. 43 seconds left. Singleton pops up to the top of the key. Martin trying to get past Red and Red. Whistle's blown. Looks like it might have been something under the basket. And indeed it was. It's going to be a loose ball foul on Joshua Brown. And that will not take Marshall to the charity stripe as it was an offensive foul. Even in the bonus, that does not constitute free throw, so Marshall will get a full possession with 37 seconds left. Do you try to go 2 for 1 and put in a little bit more half-court or full-court pressure, or do you say this for the last shot?
I'd say save it to the last shot. Give it to your playmaker, Knox.
Knox has been on fire, but as you see, Martin not letting him get an inch of space. Ball is tipped away. Singleton comes up with it. Tony toe tap around the baseline, stays in bounds. 18 seconds left. 20-17 our score. Well, this McFall kicks to Brown. Brown guarded by Knotts. Coach Justin Johnson's going to take a timeout. And we're going to keep it here. Matthew Marshall down 3. With about 20 seconds left, you turn the ball over. And now if you're Tyler High, you get a pretty good amount of time to try to get something done in this possession.
Yeah, like I said earlier, every point's going to matter in this game. So with them taking a timeout, I'm not super surprised. Just draw up a play, try to get your best play out and be able to score because they have so many playmakers on Marshall that you want to make sure that every possession matters, of course. And as we go to the end of this first quarter, end it with a positive bang and bring that momentum into the second quarter.
Now, Coach Justin Johnson and company making adjustments very early on to try to shut down Knotts. Knotts hit those 2 threes, and that very next possession, Marquette Martin was so close. I'm pretty sure if he went to go get nachos at halftime, he'd probably have a chip or something stuck on his shirt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Both teams dispersed out of their timeouts with 14.3 left to go in this first quarter of basketball. What has been a highly anticipated game for both of these teams. Brown takes the inbounds pass, gets a little bit of contact, but no good. 6 seconds left. With it is Red. Red steps back. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. He's open. He's got to get a shot off, and they won't. So an empty possession for Marshall to end the quarter, and that's how we'll end the first frame. 20-17. It's all Tyler High. Second quarter is after this. From the ASN family of platforms, this is High School Hoops. Second quarter, beginning here in the Rose City of Tyler, Texas, home of the Tyler High Lions and the Lions Den. Jared Jones, Matthew Hermans with you for this presentation of High School Hoops, presented to you by Spartan Exterior, your neighborhood roofing company in the Lone Star State, with offices located in East Texas and the Round Rock, Austin area to best serve you. SpartanExteriors.com. Kick to the corner now to begin the quarter with it is Simpson. Trying to get it to Jacob. Jacob tried to bring the house down, but didn't have insurance. 20 seconds of a left in the second quarter. And whoo! Wait a minute. Let me catch my breath here for a second. Good night, nerves. I did not expect them to rise up for that.
Yeah, Simpson's got set up and he almost slammed it down, but Unfortunately, he wasn't able to, but he almost had the Antler Sports Network Play of the Year with that one. But
Definitely would have been Play of the Year. And we're just a couple of days into 2024. I wouldn't be upset if he tried that again. Let's just put it that way. Brown now in the corner. Great head fake. Dribbles. Now gets short corner. Looking. Has Martin. Martin fires for three. No good. Rims in and out. Back iron. And Mitchell trying to come down with it. Martin falls on it. He has it. Ball gets kicked. It's going to be a kickball violation. Possession will stay with Tyler High. And if you looked up hustle in the dictionary, that play would be on the front page.
I feel like both teams would, honestly, with how this game's been going. They've been hustling all game, and it's showing.
7:09 left in the first half of play. Tyler High still with the 20-17 advantage. Marshall in the 1-3-1 zone. They even trapping those corners. Brown, corner three, no good. Rebound gets tipped, but eventually brought down by Robert Johnson, the 6'1 junior guard. Will cross the timeline. Marshall going from left to right on your respective device. Johnson takes the screen from Jacobs. Jacobs rolls, gets it to Knox again for three, no good. Well is dry, at least for now, as Tyler High will take possession back. Quick substitution here for Marshall. Checking out is going to be Red, and getting his first run of the contest is going to be Ricky Oni, the 6'1 senior forward.
How do you avoid that screen from Jacobs?
Don't get screened. That's the best I have for you. Jacobs is a big dude. Singleton steps back, fires for three. Back iron, no good. Rebound brought down by Knox. Knox gets the leeway pass to his left over to Johnson. Johnson now gets to the center of the floor at the top of the key. Right along the tail of the blue line logo at center court. He's waited in anticipation on defense by Singleton. Singleton gets screened. Pull-up jumper from Johnson, no good. Taking down the rebound is going to be Brown. Brown now along the right side sideline gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell dribbles low, steps, pump fakes, now gets it to Singleton. Great ball moving here by Tyler High. Martin has a man on the cut, kick to the corner, great extra pass for Brown for three, no good. Rebound brought down by Johnson once more.
As you're a coach, you're still happy seeing that, showing the unselfishness of Tyler High and being able to get an open shot. Just got to hope next possession you do knock that down.
Oh, for sure, as a whistle is going to be called on Martin. Martin, arguably the most aggressive defender on the floor, so it's fair to say he's going to get a couple of fouls as this game goes on. But if you're Coach Johnson, you have to be happy that you have someone like that who's willing to date night in and night out, guard the best player on the floor, no matter how many points he may or may not have. Gives just an absolute high motor defender.
Of course, that's what you want as a coach. I feel like you want them hustle athletes, and you got a lot of those on both these teams.
With it on the drive is Sims. Sims kicks to Knox in the corner. Knox trying to go downhill. Bounce pass was intended for Oni, but it gets tied up. Martin is on the basketball, and it looks like it's going to be possession to Tyler High. Well, at least looking at the arrow. And yes, officials give the official signal. Tyler High ball with 5:28 left to go in this second quarter. And Matthew, I know I've definitely noticed this. Maybe you have as well. We haven't had a bucket yet.
I have not noticed that. That is very interesting and something to take note of.
Both of these defenses are locked in with 5:20 left. Here's Martin. Hesitation dribble. Now kicks it to Mitchell. Got to get a move on, and they eventually do. Now it's a 4-on-2 situation. Singleton will sidestep. Runner for Mitchell off one leg, and he's got it for two.
Incredible shot. I mean, Tyler High and Marshall have both missed a couple of easy shots, but that's just one of those nice shots that playmakers make.
Mitchell anticipating it perfectly, rises up left hand, kiss off with glass for two more. Back-to-back points for him. This time playing the passing lanes, turning defense into offense with 4:50 left in the second quarter.
If you're Tyler High, you're definitely gaining momentum right now.
On the drive is Oni. Oni kicks it to Sims. Sims looking. There's that Jacob screen again, but they won't use it. Instead, they get it to Knox now, directing traffic. Pending substitution for the Mavs. With it is Oni. Oni head fake swings it one more time. A little bit of a motion offense, so a 4-out and 1 in. Possible double screen set by Jacobs and Sims, but Sims will be the one to use the screen if swatted, but a foul is going to be called on the floor, as that's going to be another one on Martin, and that'll be his third. Now your best defender's in a bit of a bind with 4 fouls. Well, excuse me, with 3 fouls.
And more free throws as well.
Now, look, thought they called it on the floor, and yeah, it looks like they did.
Oh, my apologies.
Derek McFall, as well as LaMarcus Lamb, will check in, the senior duo. Checking out of the game for Marshall is going to be Robert Johnson. In relief for him is going to be number 11, Mr. Jaden Turner, the 6'1 senior.
When you're playing against these type of teams and you want to be as aggressive as you want to be, it makes you question how aggressive can you be with these refs calling all these calls.
Well, you definitely have to take that into consideration as to what you can and cannot get away with Some call it cheating. Some call it gauging the referees. I just call it good old basketball. Speaking of good basketball, Mitchell again from downtown.
Again, it's that unselfishness by Tyler High to pass it around and make sure you get to the right man for the right bucket.
7 points in a row for Tyler High. All of them coming from the junior, Mr. Jordan Mitchell. Have yourself a second quarter, young man. Trying to respond as Sims off the window. Bank still closed. Need an ATM for that one. Mitchell comes down with the defensive glass. It's a 3-on-4 break. Smartly, he resets, spins, and waits for line reinforcements. They kick to the corner for Aiden Keys, who recently checked in. A great extra pass. McFall for a three. No good. He hasn't made a three in that other corner. He's made one in the left corner, but not in the right. Stolen away. Layup is no good by Lamb. Marshall trying to come back with it. Great hustle there by Turner. The ball still in bounds, though. With it now with Singleton. Singleton kicks to Mitchell. Mitchell drives, and it's going to be a double dribble call. He had plenty of space. He definitely had the lane. Probably was going to get fouled or even blocked, but in that case, you just want to at least try to take a shot at him. And it looks like Marshall is going to take a minute to talk things over. Back in 60 seconds. Tyler High with the lead, up 27-17. From the ASN family of platforms, this is High School Hoops. Back after the timeout, Marshall with possession again. Marshall using 2 of their timeouts. They now have 3 remaining. They try to get it in down low this time. To the recently checking it. Sparks has got it for 2 coming out of the break. Now Marshall's getting their first points of the second quarter. Tyler High has kept them away, but Marshall eventually responded.
You know, whenever you said there hadn't been a bucket yet in this ball game, or in the second quarter of this ball game, you notice how Tyler High had went on that run. I've heard of a commentary curse before, but
So what's the opposite of a commentary curse? A commentary cure?
it might be so.
No clue. That wasn't in. They didn't teach us that in radio school. 2:50 left in the second after the foul called against Tyler High's number 10, LaMarcus Lamb. Foul's called under the basket. They try to get it in bounce to Sparks, but Mitchell is able to thwart that plan, and now Marshall will take possession back, inbounding right in front of the Tyler High bench. Inbounds passes now went to Jaden Turner. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Take a screen. On the drive, rising up, open space with McFall, swats it, bounds. And now Sanford will check back in. Now remember, Sanford has 2 fouls of his own. One thing to keep in mind is Cameron Singleton gets a break. Great minutes off the bench, by the way, by Singleton.
Oh, 100%. I'm sure he's aware of the 2 fouls. And that's something to take note of, but I don't think he's going to play any different.
Knox shooting that one from total 49, no good, with 2:20 left to go in the second quarter. Tyler High looking to try to beat this full court trapping pressure from Marshall. On the drive is McFall on the sideline, gets it to Sanford in his sure hands. Great bounce pass under the bucket. Shot is swatted from Lamb. Lamb keeps it, goes back up for 2 more, and he's got it. Shrugs off the defense. Tough athletic play there to stay with it and finish with 2 points.
Yeah, of course. And after knowing that he might have not got the foul there, even if he wanted to, he's still able to go back up with it and get his 2 points.
They try to get it in the bounce to Sparks, and they'll have to eventually kick it back out to reset to Sims. And it's going to be a travel violation call. Great defense by Mitchell. And now we have another substitution, this time for the Marshall Mavericks, as Knox will check out. Checking in for him was going to be Red.
These are these type of games that you just straight up love. 100% energy, 100% effort, two teams both fighting as hard as they can to be able to get this win. These are just one of those games that you love because of the competitiveness.
Minute 44 left. Here's Mitchell. It's guarded by Oni. Oni's gotten some substantial minutes from off the bench. On the drive now is McFall. McFall, pull up from the left elbow. No good. Short off the front iron. Rebound brought down by Red. Red now swings it over to the right side to Turner as he crosses the timeline. Turner now steps back, gets the play call from head coach Dwight McCowan. Take the screen now. Faking the pull-up, gets it to Oni. Oni, he'll let it fly from downtown. Howard King shot, nobody home. Trying to save it out of bounds, but it will be Tyler High basketball. As now checking back into the game is going to be Joshua Brown, the 6'5 junior. Brown in this early going, he has been a menace on the offensive glass for Tyler High, especially when McFall, Sanford, and Singleton, more the lankier combo / forwards, I guess you could say, or wings, have just been able to stay on the outside and shoot the basketball.
Oh, yeah, of course, and it's definitely shown an impact with them having the lead.
McFall again from three, no good. There he is. There's Brown on the offensive board. However, gets it snatched away. Great job by Sims to corral it and stay in bounds as he fell backwards. We're inside of a minute now. 57 seconds left in the first half. On the run, drive, no good. However, the follow-up by Sparks is in.
Not giving up on the play. That's all that is.
Bounce pass now to Sanford. Sanford had a steam. Great pass up to Brown. Brown head fakes, rises up, and it looks like it might be a travel called. And yes, it is. Oh, boy. Much to the dismay of the Tyler High fans that are right in front of the bucket here. Well, at least on the side of the bucket. Either way, it's going to be a turnover. And now the exact same situation in the first quarter for Marshall. They had about 33 seconds, and Matthew, you said you wanted them to take one more shot. They ended up turning the ball over. So let's see if your hope comes to fruition at the end of the second quarter. Head fake now, dribble drive from Sims, and that's going to be a travel called again. There's a commentator's curse you talk about.
Yeah, of course, and these referees aren't playing. They're letting them know that you must play the game of basketball correctly.
Here's McFall of the header. Sits it down. Here's what we were waiting on. First dunk of the game goes to Mr. Derek McFall. 13 seconds left to go in the first half.
That's what you call sneaky hops right there.
I don't know if you watch that man in football, you would know that those hops are not sneaky, my friend. 10-point game. 31-21, stolen again by McFall. 1 second left, throws it up, not in time. But it looks like that's going to be a foul call. And now Brown pops back up. Brown not happy at all. I believe the buzzer had gone off.
It did happen after the buzzer. However, could that still be called for?
If it's a flagrant or a technical foul, it can be called. And it looks like that's exactly what we might have.
That's what you call unnecessary. Obviously, the Marshall coach is very mad, but
McCowan not happy at all, Matt.
But clearly, you saw what he did going right after the buzzer sounded. I know he was trying to make an effort play, but some of those can be deemed a little too much.
Now, when it comes to flagrant fouls, that's where the 50-50 aspect comes in. Do you look at intent or do you just simply look at the moment in time?
Yeah, of course, and that's the difference between a flagrant 1 and a flagrant 2, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one the refs got to make, and these refs have had to make already a lot of tough calls this half, but I'm very curious what they are going to call here. But I am expecting free throws because the Marshall coach is not happy whatsoever.
I don't know. Kudos to the Tyler area basketball officials and our Antler Sports Network rules correspondent, Mr. Brad Williams. As part of that, Tyler area basketball officials. Always good to hear from him in these types of situations. But sadly, he's not here right now. He's probably officiating another game in the area. However, the horn has gone off. Don't think they'll add a second or anything to the clock. It's 31-21. Officials now heading to the table. And it's going to be interesting. One official shooing away Coach Dwight McCowan. And now both coaches are encircling the officials like sharks smelling blood. And Coach McCowan looks absolutely dumbfounded. Don't know what this could be.
It would be interesting to see what the Marshall coach, Coach McCowan's case and what he's trying to make. Although the buzzer did go off, you did see what could be deemed to be the foul that
it's going to be a technical. It's going to be a technical or maybe a shooting foul. Don't know. Well, they added a half a second on the clock. Yep. technical foul is going to be called against Ricker Oni for Marshall.
Interesting.
And it's
Especially
also
adding-
a double tech. It was a double technical. They caught the second one on Rajon Sims.
Well, you did see that kind of scuffle over in the Marshall bench.
Yeah,
So-
but is that really technical worthy? But if a bang-bang play like that happens and the guy that you just whacked comes over to the bench, of course you're not going to be too happy. So now Brown will head to the charity stripe with a half a second left in the first half. Coach McCowan of the Mavericks still speaking with the official. I would love to have a microphone just perfectly placed right over them to hear what they're saying. As the first shot from Brown is good.
You were talking about earlier, talking to the refs isn't able to be going to change the call. So
Maybe he just wants an explanation as the second shot of the technical try. Well, this first technical try is no good. Brown is going to shoot the next two technicals. Of course, as I previously mentioned, Ricker Oni and Rajon Sims, the two perpetrators who received the technical. Third shot is good. And now it's 33-21. And it's a good chance that Tyler High, with a half second, might be able to get a lob play off. They definitely have
they have the playmakers for it, for sure.
Well, that's for sure. We've seen McFall already try to throw down two dunks, successful on one. We know that Jordan Mitchell from the previous broadcast that he is a pretty good passer. So McFall is going to be the one throwing in. Could we possibly see a lob from the football player to Brown? And nope, they're just going to hold it, and that'll end the first half. We played 2 quarters of basketball, and it's been a pretty good showing for the Tyler High Lions here at home. We'll take a short intermission, and when we come back, second half action. Matthew and I will discuss what we saw in the first 2 quarters and what we anticipate in the next 2. But 34-21 is our current score. Tyler High with the lead here at home. From the Antler Sports Network family of platforms, this is High School Hoops.
Let's take a look at this 2023 Kia Seltos SX Turbo all-wheel drive. For the United States market, the 2023 Seltos is largely unchanged from the 2022, unlike some of the Asian markets which get a completely refreshed vehicle. However, there are some upgrades. These LED headlights are exclusive to the SX Turbo trim, and all-wheel drive comes as standard. On the nose of the SX Turbo Seltos, you will notice a radar module that is used to provide additional functionality to the safety suite of this vehicle. LED fog lights and these sporty looking 18-inch alloy wheels come as standard on this trim. On the rear of this Seltos, you will see the new Kia corporate logo along with an updated Seltos name badge. Under the hood, you will find a 1.6-liter turbocharged engine providing 175 horsepower to all four wheels while still managing to get 30 miles per gallon on the highway. Moving to the interior of the Seltos, you will immediately notice the upsized 10.25-inch touchscreen display that is new for this 2023 model, and the Bose premium audio sound system that comes standard on this trim. And heated Syntex seats with 10-way driver adjustment and 2-way power lumbar support also come standard on this trim. You can find the new Seltos right here at Pelche Kia in Tyler, Texas. Let's take a look at this 2023 Kia Carnival SX Prestige. The SX Prestige is the highest trim available for the Kia Carnival, and although the Carnival in front of us here today does not have it, you can option up to the rear seat entertainment package as well. The Kia Carnival comes with a standard suite of advanced collision avoidance technologies, as well as best-in-class passenger and cargo space. The SX and SX Prestige get upgraded black gloss front grills, as well as black alloy wheels. The exterior color of this particular Carnival is flare red with off-black leather seats on the inside. Looking through the dual power slide rear doors, we can see that the SX Prestige that we have here today has the 8 slide flex seating system. The technology suite inside of the SX Prestige is expansive. Heated and ventilated front and rear seats, 12.3-inch touchscreen display with navigation and Kia Connect, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Wi-Fi hotspot, 12-speaker Bose premium audio system, and much more can be found as standard on this trim model. And powering this attractive new multi-purpose vehicle is the 290 horsepower V6 engine that offers 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. If you would like to see the Kia Carnival in person, come and see us here at Pelche Kia in Tyler, Texas. Today we will be taking a look at two nearly identical Kia Stingers to answer the question, what makes the Grand Tourer Special Edition package so special? The first thing that you will likely notice are the satin black wheels instead of the two-tone machine-faced wheels. Next to those wheels, on the standard GT2, you get black chrome surrounding the functional side vent air extractors, and on the special edition, it is surrounded by gloss black. The side mirrors on the standard GT2 are black chrome. On the special edition, they are gloss black. On the standard GT2, the exhaust tip surrounds are chrome, whereas on the special edition, they are gloss black. Moving to the interiors, the standard GT2 gets a smooth leather interior with lighter color stitching. The special edition gets black suede inserts on the seats with red accent stitching and red seat belts. On the dash of the standard GT2, we see the same black with gray stitching look. On the special edition, not only do we have the black with red stitching, but we also get more suede on the front dash of this vehicle. And finally, moving to the back seats, the design language of both translates into the back seats. The standard GT2 gets black seats in the back that match the front seats, and the Grand Tourer Special Edition gets more suede and more red stitching with the same red seat belts in the back seats that match the front.
Since the demise of Holden and Ford in Australia, we've really been looking for a reasonably priced sports sedan that would fill the void that the Commodore and the Falcon left off. And in 2017, we got this, the Stinger GT, 3.3-litre V6 twin turbo. Produces around about 270 kilowatts of power at the flywheel. Now, that's on par with what the VF Series 1 6-litre V8 Commodore would do, so a great car right out of the box. So Australians being as we are, we can't leave well enough alone, and we've got to do things up. So the Horsepower Factory has put together a couple of packages for the Stinger GT, and this particular customer has asked to do our Stage 2 upgrade. So we're going to get this car up on the dyno, see what it makes in standard trim, then get the package fitted and see what sort of results we can produce.
And that's given them this current 34 to 21 timeline without a lot of possession to begin the second half.
I mean, you want to talk about intensity? We said it since the first half. And that's
The first process in our Stage 2 upgrade is to remove the standard air boxes and filters.
That each coach has been able to teach their team to play defense and be able to execute that effectively, because this is intense. This is a really intense game. And
now we can remove the intake manifold so that we can access the spark plugs, which we will replace with a colder version. The colder plug will help stop pre-detonation, which will allow us to run more boost.
While you're here, please take a second to hit that like button, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button to make sure that you get all the latest updates from the Horsepower Factory. If you'd like to know more about our packages, go to our website, hp-f.com.au. Now it's back to the video.
With the new plugs in, we can fit the upgraded Johnny Tig cold air intake kit. This comprises of larger 3-inch intake pipes down to the turbos. The air boxes are filled with massive K&N filters and topped off with covers to protect them. The restrictive factory air ducts are also removed so that we can channel the cold air from directly behind the grille. This kit alone makes a huge difference to throttle response and outright power.
Almost 2 minutes of basketball.
The next step in the process is to remove the quiet standard exhaust and replace this with a catback system that will give this sports car the aggressive note it deserves. Our exhaust of choice in this upgrade is the Baller S-Type stainless steel exhaust system featuring Baller's patented polyphonic harmonizer technology. This contains pipes of different diameters and lengths to create multiple exhaust notes that harmonize to deliver a clean, rich, full-bodied sound without excessive cabin drone. With everything buttoned up, it's back onto the dyno for a custom remap of the factory ECU.
So there you go, 335 kilowatts at the flywheel and an amazing torque curve right through the middle of that rev range. Now, if you'd like to know more about our Stinger packages that we have here at the Horsepower Factory, get onto our website at hp-f.com.au or contact us on 1-800-GO-FAST.
But everyone's so tight-knit. Everyone's friends on Facebook or friends on Snapchat, or they talk to us. Previous girlfriend or fling at some time or another. So everyone's interconnected in some way, shape, or form. Then when you put 5 of the most athletic guys on the floor together, most of these, including the Derek McFalls who played football against some of the same cats, you get these intense moments. You get these high-voltage moments. And sometimes things just pop off and technicals get called.
I'll say social media, has made things a lot worse. Or better in a way.
I wouldn't say worse, as a 3-ball from Knox is no good. There's going to be a foul called before the shot. That one's going to be called against Derek McFall, I believe.
I wouldn't mean worse, but I meant like more.
It's added more to the game.
Intensified, yeah, of course. And that makes it great for the viewers, of course.
For sure. 6.5 minutes as Knox will pull up another 3. No good. Couldn't get the same luck he had on that first one as Brown comes down with the defensive glass.
If you're Knox, you got to keep shooting that regardless. Forget the miss and just keep shooting.
34-23 our score. 6:20 left to go. Brown will try his luck from downtown. Right iron, no good. Multiple Mavs trying to go for the rebound, but eventually gets brought down by the ripping and running Robert Johnson. Johnson goes right into the chest of Martin. Can't get it to go. Martin comes down with it. It's an open break for Tyler High. Numbers in favor of Marshall. Might have been a carry there, but it looks like he might have hit off of the hip of a Marshall defender. Here's Sanford. Sanford posts up. Can't come down with it. Falls on a little bit of contact. Here's Knox. 3-on-3 break. Ani for three. Good from downtown. He's 1 for 2 for trifectas tonight.
He airballed his other shot, and I was going to say the same thing for him, is he's got to forget the last shot because he's one of their primary shooters. It looks like you got to forget that shot and just keep shooting, and that's what he's continuing to do, is shooting Marshall back into this game.
34-26 our current score. Another turnover force. It's another even 3-on-3 break. Recently checking in is Keelan Garvey. He falls. Layup is no good. Follow-up shot, however, from Red is good for 2. Quick 5-0 run in the past 45 or so seconds from Marshall. 34-28. And it looks like it's going to be maybe an official's timeout. It is going to be an official's timeout. Looks like it might be something on the basketball, or don't know what it could be. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. No, it's going to be a coach's timeout called by Marshall. Not the official signal for an official timeout, but we will keep it here. Jared Jones, Matthew Hermans, happy to be with you on this presentation of High School Hoops presented by Pelshek Kia Tyler. Be sure to check out ASN2 tomorrow afternoon for another presentation of basketball. This time we're heading to the college game and a Red River Athletic Conference matchup between the Sears of Texas College and hosting the Louisiana Christian University Wildcats. Tip-off from the Gus F. Taylor Gymnasium in the Rose City, right around the corner from us here in the Lions Den. Will be at 2 p.m. The girls' game will get us started as the Lady Sears and Lady Wildcats duke it out in our first leg of our doubleheader. The men's game to follow right after it. Again, that's on ASN2, college basketball presented by Marco's, official pizza of the Antler Sports Network. 5:21 left to go in the third quarter. Is 34-28. Tyler High will take possession back. And Matthew, Tyler High slowly but surely starting to slow down. Marshall forcing turnovers in this now man-to-man defense. Now looks like they're kind of switching to a bit of a pseudo-man zone.
Yeah, of course, and if you're Tyler, you want to go back to what's worked in the first half because, of course, the defenders are going to be extremely aggressive, but you want to go back to what's worked, just like this shot that just went in. And
the fall 3 ball has been working pretty much all day long. It's about as automatic as McDonald's ice cream machine not working, but with 450, that trifecta is exactly what Tyler needed to give themselves a breath of fresh air with 4:46 left to go.
And that's what I've noticed about Tyler is a lot, is their ability to pass the ball and be unselfish.
Quick 3 taken by Johnson. No good. Another offensive rebound. That's back-to-back missed 3 by Johnson. Back-to-back offensive rebound. Knox will try. No good. Rebound brought down this time by Joshua Brown. And now we get to McFall over on his left side as he crosses the timeline. Tyler High now going from left to right on your respective device in the hosting all-white tops and bottoms. The Jordan style, almost like paintbrush flick along the black sides in blue and white, with blue numerals and lettering with a black trim. Martin going downhill, skips, McFall, another 3, no good, short. Rebound brought down by Oni. Oni now kicked it to Knox. Knox now stalking the floor. Marshall going from right to left on your device. Knox now steps back, 4 minutes left to go. Takes the hard screen there by Red, as Oni will fire again, short, nobody home. He's now 1 for 4 from downtown, but Matthew, as you said, next shot. You've already hit 1, and that's really all that matters.
All that matters, of course, and I think we see more shots this quarter than we probably have the whole entire first half.
Oh, for sure. Sanford now almost gets the stolen away and eventually does. Robert Johnson on the breakaway. Martin in retreat. He has a couple of fouls and has to be careful, but he'll just let Johnson sky through. And now we're up to a 7-point game. It's 37-30 with 3.5 left to go in the third.
You see a player like Johnson, he's kind of like Jose Alvarado-esque. You don't know whenever them steals are coming, and you know how aggressive he's going to be on defense. It's really fun to watch him play.
Johnson very active in the passing lanes, and on the drive is Martin and gets fouled. Cooks will draw the foul, and we'll send Martin to the charity stripe with 3:18 left to go in quarter number 3. Now substitutions are pending for Marshall. Looks like Jacobs is about to check back in. Cooks, after that last foul, his second, and it's also the second on the team. Martin's first shot fires. It's in. Of course, this and all free throws brought to you by HTO and Tyler, your hometown drink stop, located right across the street from Tyler Junior College. And Cooks will check back in. Checking in with him as well is going to be Rajon Sims. Sims got that technical right before the end of the first half. Martin's second shot is good.
A
Perfect
lot
chip
of
to
free
the
throws
line.
have been missed this quarter, so it's nice to see one of your teammates go in and then make a couple.
Well, of course, Martin is a very consistent free throw shooter, as we've seen throughout this year. It's Marshall now going the other way. 1-4 against blue teams this year. How's that for your fun fact of the night? And Sims will get called for the travel. Great jab move there. He had the right idea. Just one too many steps.
You know, footwork's really important, but he had the right idea, and I'm sure it looked good in his head. So,
And it looked good from here, too, but official thought otherwise. 3:06 left to go in quarter numeral 3. 9-point game. Tyler High looking to get things back to make things back to a double-digit affair. Sanford, great spin, free throw line jumper. He's got it. And that's the Jay Sanford that we expect to see. He gets to that free throw line, gets on the blocks and elbows, and just works the lane.
I think he's looked a little off this game, so it's nice to see one finally go in, and I think that will start to get him going as well. And he's a huge part of the Tyler High offense as well.
Speaking of a huge part of an offense, here's Johnson for 3. Can't get it from downtown. And he almost stole it away again. And Johnson pleading his case to the official. But Martin able to move out of the way just in time. And there he is again, Matthew, in those passing lanes. I feel like he might have more steals than, I don't know, almost probably Marshall has had turnovers on their offensive side of the ball. Here's McFall now. Trying to give him the baseline is Reb, but instead he'll kick it. Great pump fake there. Kick now to the outside wing to Martin. Martin to McFall again. McFall will let it fly. No good. Short. Jacobs swats down the rebound. Jacobs is definitely a high flyer, as we've already seen. But no fast break opportunity here for Marshall as McFall and Martin and company forced a turnover. 2 minutes left. Dos Minutos is left in the third quarter of play. Martin picks up his dribble, swings it to the right side, now over to Aiden Keys, excuse me.
The Tyler High offense is only heating up, so if you're Marshall, you don't want to give them any extra possessions than you already have.
For sure. Here's McFall. Great head fake there. Runner, layup, no good. Pat Brown to the corner. They get it to him. Open three, no good. Gets his own rebound. Rises up and draws the foul.
Me personally, I did not think that was a foul. That looked like a clean block, but
we have a pretty good angle here as well. But one thing I want to note, Brown sat in that corner for a little while, just waiting for the ball to get swung his way. Eventually got it, and you kind of look at him thinking, oh my goodness, it's a bit too late. As Marshall's defense was able to rotate and get a pretty solid contest and force that drive. But I'm sure he'll be happy with an opportunity to head to the line, as it looks like a platoon swap is pending for the Marshall Mavs. For shot, no good. Substitution also here for Tyler High. So Marcus Lamb will check in for Sanford. Checking in for Marshall is going to be Cooks, Diego Smith, as well as Jaden Turner.
No, I was talking about free throws earlier for Tyler High. It'd be interesting to see if he's able to convert the second shot, and he does.
Indeed he does. The commentator Cure returns with a minute and a half left in quarter number 3. 42-30. Hurricane pass into the hands of Cooks. Cooks now looking. Hands it off right in front of him to Diego Smith. Cooks rotates it to Jaden Turner. Turner now resets. Tyler High in the 3-2 zone. Great idea there to get into the middle to Red. Now finds under the basket and going up for the layup. It's Cooks, and he'll head to the charity stripe. And that's how you beat a 2-3 zone. It's about as textbook as it gets. Get someone in the middle of the floor, get it to him, and let him create chaos in the middle of that zone.
But it also takes the confidence to be able to go up on 2 defenders to be able to possibly make the shot and go to the line as well.
Cooks drawing that foul. That's the 4th on Tyler High. We're going to whack it against LaMarcus Lamb. That's his 2nd. Singleton will check in for Aiden Keys. Both teams with 3 timeouts apiece. Minute 19 left to go in this third quarter. This Marshall team looking for their next game against fellow Longview area opponent in Hallsville. The official blows a whistle. Looks like we might have had a lane violation. And yes, it's a lane violation that's going to get called against Marquette Martin. As Martin looks like he was trying to anticipate the rebound and ran into the inside the three-point line a bit too quickly there. Marquette's fast, and now talking to the official, maybe getting some clarification. Still looks like he doesn't know what happened. That time, the free throw is no good. Marshall unable to capitalize as Martin takes from the McFall rebound and slows down traffic. Marshall now full court press. A little bit of a trap added to it as well. Martin drives, layup, no good. Rebound brought down by Cooks. Great contest, and not to foul. Martin tries to retreat on defense now with it is Turner on the left side wing. Turner hesitates, goes up on Brown. He's got it for 2. Tough bucket there.
Yeah, of course, it's a tough bucket, and that's expected. Those are the shots you also want to make if you are Marshall to bring yourself back into this game.
You never know eventually if Tyler High gets overly aggressive on defense, that can end up in a couple of extra free throws. That's a great feed there by McFall into Joshua Brown for 2 more.
That's the unselfishness shown by Tyler High right there.
And now, Matthew, exactly what you talked about. Every time Marshall seems to find any kind of momentum, Tyler High responds almost immediately with something equal or even harder of a punch. 27 seconds left. Kick to the corner. Open three, no good. An offensive rebound. Can't get the shooter's roll is red. And now Tyler High has maybe one more chance. 17 seconds left. Plenty of time to get a quality possession out of it. McFall tries to go downhill and a travel violation called. Oh, boy. The official had a perfect view. I don't know, Matthew. I might have to agree with him there. He had the perfect view, had him right there. Had him right along the sideline in front of the Tyler High bench at the scorer's table. And now Marshall, another opportunity to have possession at the end of the quarter.
These referees have not missed a call, I will tell you that much.
Seeing everything on the floor. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Red has to get a shot off here. He does, and he, oh, good. Almost converting, and now with one more quarter to play, it's crunch time. Tyler High with the advantage. 8 more minutes to determine a winner. Back in 1 minute. High School Hoops presented by Pelche Kia continues right after this. Eight more minutes remain in this district matchup. Harrison County versus Smith County. Marshall versus Tyler High. Jared Jones and Matthew Hermans with you up top here in the Lions Den. And what, Matthew, has been a pretty good game of basketball. Even with Marshall being down 11, they are not out of this game yet.
Not at all. And you've seen with the defense that Marshall can go on runs, but this has been a very good game. I've been very entertained with the effort that
basket. That's a clock will halt, and it looks like that's going to be a foul called against Cam Singleton. That's the first on the team in this quarter. Of course, fouls resetting new rule this season via the NFHS. Very NBA-esque. And Matthew, I don't know about you, but I like this new rule change.
Oh, yeah, of course. If you can really get anything closer to what the NBA has, in my opinion, or the professional sports, I feel like that's a step in the right direction.
Always good to streamline. As Knox line drive three, no good. Pass it, rebound is Bobble. Cooks had a head on it first. Martin ends up being the winner of the rebound gladiator match, I guess you could call it. 7:18 left to go. Tyler High still up 11. 44-33, our current score. They get it into Brown on the block. He rises up, and he draws that foul as Cooks pleading his case once again. And now you have to think, even with 7 minutes left to go, Cooks been a very great forward for Marshall, but now he has 3 fouls.
I mean, at this point, you have to trust that he knows what he's doing and be able to leave him in because he's such an important player, both defensively and offensively. You got to hope and understand that he trusts what he's doing and he can hopefully make plays to bring him back into this game.
First shot from Brown is good. And Singleton will step in with a Martin. Tyler High. After this, that's the second free throw was good. Has a date with the Wildcats up the road here over in White House, Texas. That is on the 9th of this month. Then back-to-back home games. First against Tyler High, a Singleton tips out of bounds. That game against the Tyler High Tigers will be on the 12th. And then a couple days after that, on the 16th, A big-time rivalry game, big district rivalry game right here in the Lions Den between Tyler High and Longview High. That game right here on the Antler Sports Networks. 6 minutes, 56 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter of play. And if you're Marshall here on this offensive possession, you're not going to get it all back in one shot. But when you build a great house, it all starts with a solid foundation. And this offense is no different.
Oh, yeah, of course. You want to get the easy, quick buckets and then focus getting right back on defense. And being that little rat or whatever you want to call it on defense that ends up getting them steals or turnovers.
Quick shot is good for Marshall. Going the other way with it is McFall, and McFall rises up, and he will head back to the line again. That's 2 quick fouls on the Marshall Mavs as a club, with still 6:30 left to go in the fourth. With how quickly fouls can add up, this could spell trouble.
Of course, and Tyler High's really going against their defense by pushing the pace, and that's leading to these fouls, and they know exactly what they're doing. And this Tyler High team has been playing nothing but incredible, except for maybe on the free throws a couple of times, but this Tyler High has been playing incredible against this defense, excuse me.
Second shot, no good. McFall will go empty as Cooks will come down with the rebound. Remember, Cooks has 3 fouls. With it on the dribble, drive along the right side is Johnson. Johnson skies it up to Cooks. Corrals it with one hand. 6:20 left to go. Johnson, double team, swings it to Knotts. Knotts hasn't had that same fire from downtown that we saw in the first quarter, but could probably see something different as the fadeaway shot by Red is blocked, but it looks like, did Marshall get a timeout off in time?
They did.
So yes, they did, and we'll keep it here with 6:11 left to go in the fourth. Another reminder that tomorrow afternoon, starting at 2 p.m., it's College Hoops doubleheader from the Gus F. Taylor Gymnasium on the campus of Texas College as the Steers do battle with the Red River Athletic Conference rivals in the Louisiana Christian University Wildcats. LCU and TC, women's tip-off at 2 p.m., men's game directly after. College basketball presented by Marco's Pizza, official pizza of the ASN. 6:11 left to go in the fourth. Now, looking at the game reset here, Marshall has 2 fouls and 2 timeouts. Tyler High and Coach Justin Johnson with 3 timeouts and only 1 foul. But, Matthew, one thing to note as we've said throughout this game, if you're someone like Cooks for Marshall, one of the more athletic forwards, especially guys similar to Jordan Jacobs, who's currently on the bench, you got to stay out of foul trouble, especially late.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is at this point in the game, you just want to focus on playing defense, focus on the importance of knowing where you're at in terms of the game, knowing whether you're down or up, and being able to capitalize off of that.
Especially since Marshall's defense is pretty much translating to a lot of offense, beat up offense. Ani for 3, he rattles it home. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered. If you're Marshall, 46-38 now our score, 6 minutes flat left to go.
If you're Marshall, that's the perfect play that you want executed coming out of the timeout, and they did it perfectly.
Here's Martin to try to respond. Started by Ani, they swing it to McFall, and then they immediately trap. Martin now in the middle of the floor. In no man's land. Looking to get it to McFall again, and they do. Looks like Sanford and Jordan Mitchell anticipating to check in as a lone sub for Tyler High. No substitutions pending for Marshall.
Tyler High is doing their best to waste time, so it's going to be interesting to see how Marshall ends up countering this.
But you can't blame him. Singleton fires for 3 off the backboard. No good. Almost snatched away by McFall. And if you're Tyler High, that's a perfect offensive possession. Even though you didn't score, you wasted a lot of clock.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And when you got a team that has such a spark that could turn on at 82nd like Marshall, you're wanting to waste as much time as possible and just be able to walk out here with the W.
Layup from Johnson, no good. Rebounded by Martin. Martin with 5:05 left to go. Cross at the timeline. Goes downhill to his right across the outside of the key. Now, McFall rises. Might have gotten it swatted. I'm going to say he did as Red was able to get a hand on it. Knox thought he was going to chuck it down court, but didn't have any takers for the pass. Quick to Ani on the outside. Knox steps in, fires for 3. No good. Rebound brought down by Brown. 4:45 left to go, and timeout taken by Tyler High by Coach Justin Johnson. And we're going to take it with him. Full timeout. Back in 1 minute. Tyler High up 46-38 from the ASN family of platforms. This is high school basketball. Back here on the Antler Sports Network, we've got 4:43 left to go in the final period of play. Tyler High with a big advantage over Marshall here at home in this district matchup, up 46-38. Jared Jones, Matthew Hermans, and the rest of the Antler Sports Network crew here in the Lions Den. Here's Stanford. Stanford recently checking in, goes baseline, up and under, drives, and he'll head into charity stripe. And that's exactly what Stanford does. When he has that much space short corner, you give him the baseline, he gets into open space, forces defenses to collapse, and most importantly, forces them to foul.
And what else can you do? I mean, he's such a good scorer to the point where you feel like you have to foul him. Otherwise, he's going to get an easy two.
Shooting foul is going to be called against Oni. That'll be his second. Oni. That is his second. Team third. First shot from Stanford is good. 47-38 now. Opportunity to slowly but surely put this thing out of reach. Second shot, no good. Looks like it's going to be a loose ball foul call against Marquette Martin. Said it was a push either during the initial box out on the shot or I don't know. The officials, however, call it. Martin gets his fourth foul. He now has one more foul to give, and his night is over.
Of course, but you got 4 minutes left.
Zoni tries to fire, and it's swatted away by Brown. Here's McFall. McFall ahead of Steve. It's up and it's swatted. Oh, boy. Not too sure about that one. Sounded like it was a lot of basketball there as we...
So I'm not sure about. I'm not on the floor, and I am not wearing black and white right now, so I cannot tell you exactly what my opinions are.
Set first shot from McFall is good. And I don't know. Maybe when if we get another break, we'll have to take another look at that one. Sadly, I wish that every school was able to have shot clocks and instant replay. But at one point, does that kind of slow things down in terms of having instant replay as McFall knocks down the second shot? And Tyler High is one more point away from getting the half-century mark. 4:03 left in the fourth. Here's Johnson. Johnson swings it to Oni. Had a three-point attempt blocked last possession. Now gets it over to Knox. Knox on the motion offense, and it's blitzed by Martin. Martin wisely sets back not to draw a foul, but great job there to have active hands. Quick three in the corner, no good. All the way from Reed is all. Ball goes out of bounds. We're going to say last touch was by Tyler High. And Marshall will get possession under their own basket with 3:49 left to go in this game. And Matthew, it's do or die time now.
That three-point shot was a good look for sure, but you got to knock these down.
As Martin comes up with a steal, no. As Oni able to stay in bounds and save it. Another possession here for Marshall. Can't go empty on this one. Here's Red. Red gets it to Johnson. Johnson blitzed by Martin. A little bit of razzle-dazzle. Steps back, picks up his dribble. Oni will fire for three again. Nobody home. Marshall tries to save it, but not in time with 3.5 minutes left to go. You have to think the math not adding up for much longer for these Marshall Mavericks. Looks like a substitution here for the red and black as Terrence Walker will check into the contest.
It's tough because they're getting good looks.
Definitely, for sure. You have to agree with that, Matt. They're getting fantastic looks, whether that be just typical two-point field goals or even threes, because wouldn't you agree about 90 or 80% of the threes that they've taken were good looks? They were great shots, just couldn't knock them down.
And sometimes you have those nights, and that's okay. Just happens to be unfortunate for Marshall.
Especially in this long district season. If you can get these games, these tough games against athletic teams like these Lions on the road, very valuable down the stretch, as that foul is going to be the fifth on Marshall in this quarter. And send Marquette Martin to the line. That foul is going to be called against Diego Smith. No, excuse me. That's going to be the first called against Robert Johnson. Martin's first shot rolls off the backboard and back iron. No good. And Tyler High, 3.5 minutes away from getting their 8th win of the season and keeping their unblemished district record. But only time will tell as Martin rattles home the second free throw. And now Tyler High at the half-century mark, 50-38 with 3 minutes and 24 seconds left.
The amount of momentum coming into the next game for Tyler High, if they're able to continue to keep this lead and end up winning the game, will be substantial.
You have to agree with that, man, as the layup is no good. But, however, Red did draw the foul and he'll head to the line. That next game for Tyler High will be another close rivalry game right down the street as they head to White House for a battle with the Wildcats. High-arcing pass called in by Walker. Walker dribbles to his right, now gets it over to Johnson. Johnson steps back, looking, directing traffic, moves Knox to the opposite corner, gets the screen, steps up for a three, no good. Coach Justin Johnson wanting an illegal screen. Cooks ended up getting the offensive rebound, but it's stolen by Martin. And Martin picks up his dribble, slows things down, gets it to Jordan Mitchell. And now might be another possession of keep away for Tyler High, as we've seen already. Quick blitz, double team. Mitchell able to get it out. Now they get it over to McFall. Swing once more.
It's tough nowadays whenever you're playing basketball and that three-point shot just cannot get knocked down. And unfortunately, that's what it looks like for Marshall.
Sanford goes up, and he's going to draw the foul ahead of the line again.
Are you surprised?
Not at all. I mean, we talked about it when he had that first layup and had to go to the free throw line. As that foul is going to be against. What are they going to call it on for? They're going to call it on Cooks. That's his fourth.
He's just one of those players that you have to foul. He's just completely dominant around the paint.
First shot is no good. And even when he had an off night, if you look at just the frame of this guy, and we know he can jump, we know he can finish around the glass, even through contact. So you have to do something, and that can lead to overcompensation in terms of fouling and get one of your best bigs in foul trouble, and Sanford knocks down the second free throw.
His presence alone is an issue whenever you're playing defense as well.
51-38 Marshall. Big deficit here, and not a lot of time to make up for it. Knox swings it to Walker. Walker head fakes, mid-range pull-up shot is no good, but it's a foul called by the backside official who's under the bucket with 2:20 left. And it looks like the shot might get waved off. It's going to be a loose ball foul. That foul is going to be called against Mitchell. And it looks like that will lead to a substitution as Aiden Keys will be checking back in. And Mitchell is out. That is his final foul of the game. That's 5. His night is over. Great game, however, by the junior.
Yeah, of course.
2:20 left to go. One more foul to give in this quarter for Tyler High. So if Marshall can force Tyler High to foul one more time, that can put you in a pretty good spot to at least try to mount a comeback. Because if you automatically head to the line, that's 2 chances at 2 easy points.
But you're looking at a 14-point deficit. It's
Quick three in the corner, no good. Rebound by Brown. Shot missed by Red. And now 2-on-1 break. McFall. Oh, my. Missed time to jump there. Maybe Martin didn't maybe put too much muscle on that one and threw it a bit too late. But
if you want to talk about a nail in the coffin, they almost had one right there.
That might not be a nail. That might be an entire log if you sharpen a tree stump and throw it into the coffin. Tyler High takes a timeout. They'll have no more remaining. Full timeout. Back in 30 seconds. On the ASN family of platforms, this is high school basketball. Timeout taken by Tyler High with 1:47 left to go in the fourth. Up 51-38. And if you're Marshall, Matthew, let me know if I'm wrong. There are a couple of ways you're going to look at this game. You can look at it from the negative side and think, oh, we had a pretty big loss on the road against a district opponent. Or you took one of the teams who already came in with a chip on their shoulder. It's already a district game. You're at home, fresh off the break. No one wants to be at school anymore. So a pretty high deck stacked against you on the road, but you have plenty of great open looks. A couple of stars shine in this game. Knox in the first quarter was fantastic. Jacobs with some fantastic moments with that. Even though it was a missed up, it's still a great moment, and it could be a big momentum swing in that second quarter. But either side of the coin, you can look at this in a multitude of different angles if you're the Marshall Mavs.
In life, you live and you learn, and it's the same thing with basketball. Any loss you take, you just have to learn from it and move on, understand that you aren't making the shots that you normally hit, and just move on to the next game. You know the talent you have on your team, and if you were to be negative about it whatsoever, that's not any form of a championship team. And I know these Marshall Mavericks will bounce back, and they have the talent to bounce back. So this won't be necessarily a huge loss for them mentally, because I know they have the players and they have the athletes to be able to continue to keep going.
Domino action, good old-fashioned keep away here by Tyler High as we approach 1 more minute left. They get to Sanford in the middle. Sanford pivots, now kicks it back out to McFall. Now back to Sanford. Sanford now spins, looks, gets it back over to Marquette Martin. Now we're inside of a minute left to go in this one. Official now stops his count. Sanford, just as soon as he catches the ball, just gets it right back to him. Now Coach Justin Johnson directing traffic to McFall. Brown in the corner, takes one dribble, fakes the three, kicks it back out to reset. Over back to Derek McFall. 45 seconds left. Sanford now grinning as he spins it, gets his stolen away by Walker. Walker rises up and it's off. What a block. Good night, nurse. Oh, Matthew, you looked over the top and he got him again.
He just tried to dunk on two defenders.
Good night, nurse.
Goodness.
Talk about some fire in the last minute of the game. You would have thought we just started. As let's just take another look with our Circle M Crawfish instant replay. Just at that block, McFall, like a tomahawk missile, just painting it on the glass.
But then you wait. Oh, never mind. We don't got the other look, but he did try to dunk on two defenders. Very, very, very interesting being down so much, but still trying to make these flashy-like plays.
Well, that's what you would expect. That's an offensive rebound and layup by Holmes. Is blocked by Brown. Coming out with the offensive rebound. Now gets it back to Marquette Martin. 20 seconds left in regulation. Tyler High still up big, 51-39. Martin crosses the timeline. 13 seconds left. Walker is right there in front of him. Steps back. And now we're within the dime seconds. And it looks like the Mavericks have succeeded. Final seconds in this game. Both teams line up. They get it to Brown. Brown doesn't shoot it. He gives it back to the referee. And that is ball game. Tyler High and Coach Justin Johnson moves to 7-12. Well, excuse me, to 8-12 overall. And 2-0 in district play for the big-time win over the Marshall Mass. Our final score from the Rose City. Tyler High, 51. Marshall, 39. For Jared Jones and the fantastic Antler Sports Network crew, including Zach Abercrombie, Matthew Hermans, our executive producer, Mr. Justin Johnson, and our Houston studios, editor-in-chief Nick Jordan, Hunter Taylor, Danny Wimpy, and the rest of the great Antler Sports Network crew saying so long. Once again, our final from the Rose City. Tyler High, 51. Marshall, 39. Until tomorrow afternoon, so long, everybody.